Have you ever wondered why you sometimes wake up between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning? This is a time that differs greatly from your usual daily routine. But suddenly you wake up abruptly and think, what's going on? There's something special about waking up at this time, and I'll explain what it means and how you can use this time to empower everything you want to achieve in your life. Before we delve into this topic, let's talk about why it's so important to pay attention to these morning awakenings. Many people ignore them or consider them a nuisance that interferes with good rest. But in reality, these moments can be incredibly valuable for our spiritual growth and personal development. When we wake up at this time, our mind is in a special state between sleep and wakefulness. This state, which in Buddhism is called bardo, is considered very conducive to meditation and deep self-knowledge. At this time, our consciousness is more receptive to subtle energies and revelatory intuitions. In addition, in traditional Chinese medicine, it is believed that each organ in our body is linked to a specific time of day. The period between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is associated with the lungs and the large intestine. This is the time when our body naturally cleanses and renews itself. Waking up at this time may be a sign that our body is trying to draw our attention to some process going on inside us. But let's go deeper and explore the spiritual significance of these early awakenings. In the Buddhist tradition, the time before dawn is considered especially favorable for spiritual practices. Many Buddhist monks and practitioners deliberately wake up at this time to meditate and pray. They believe that at these times the boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds becomes more blurred, allowing us to connect more easily with our true nature. Interestingly, similar ideas exist in other spiritual traditions. For example, in Christianity, there is the concept of the hour of the wolf, a time just before dawn when spiritual forces are believed to be most active. In Islam, there is the practice of tahajjud, a voluntary night prayer that is recommended to be performed precisely in these pre-dawn hours. So what exactly does it mean to wake up between 3 and 5 a.m.? Let us look at some possible interpretations. 1. Spiritual awakening. It may be a sign that your soul is ready for a new stage of spiritual growth. Perhaps you are on the verge of a major awareness or transformation. 2. Need for purification. As mentioned above, this time is linked to cleansing processes in the body. Perhaps your body is signaling the need for physical or emotional cleansing. Message from higher forces. Some people believe that at this time, our consciousness is more open to contact with the spiritual world. Perhaps you are receiving an important message or guidance. 4. Call to action. Waking up at this time may be a reminder that it is time to take action and make your dreams come true. 5. Sign of imbalance. From a Chinese medicine point of view, constant awakenings at this time may indicate an imbalance in the functioning of the lungs or large intestine. Now that we understand the possible meanings of these early awakenings, let's talk about how we can best use this time. Instead of getting irritated by interrupted sleep, try to see these moments as a gift, extra time to work on yourself and your goals. Here are some practices you can try if you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Meditation. This is the ideal time for a quiet, contemplative practice. Try simply sitting quietly and observing your breath. You might be surprised at how deep and peaceful your meditation can be at this time. Visualization. Use this time to imagine your goals and dreams, visualizing them in as much detail and clarity as you can. In this state between sleep and wakefulness, our mind is especially receptive to such images. Gratitude. Spend a few minutes reflecting on what you are grateful for in your life. It can be a great way to start the day with a positive attitude. Breathing exercises. Practicing deep, mindful breathing can help you clear your mind and prepare your body for the new day. Journaling. Write down your thoughts, ideas, or dreams. Often the most creative and intuitive ideas come to us at this time. Gentle yoga or stretching. Gentle physical exercises can help wake up the body and prepare it for the new day. It is important to remember that there is no right or wrong way to use this time. Listen to your body and your intuition. Sometimes you may need more sleep, and in that case, try to go back to sleep. Other days, you may feel a surge of energy and be ready to start your day earlier than usual. Let's look at this issue from the perspective of Buddhist philosophy. In Buddhism, there is the concept of bodhicitta, the desire to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all living beings. Waking up in the early morning hours can be seen as an opportunity to cultivate bodhicitta. When we wake up while most people are still asleep, we have a unique opportunity to direct our thoughts and energy toward the welfare of the world. We can use this time to send love and compassion to all living beings, visualize a world free of suffering, or meditate on the oneness of all that exists. Buddhist practice also teaches us the importance of mindfulness in each moment. Waking up in the middle of the night can be an excellent opportunity to practice mindfulness. Instead of automatically trying to go back to sleep or start worrying about the day ahead, you can simply be present in the moment, observing your thoughts and sensations without judgment. Another important aspect of Buddhist teaching is the understanding of the impermanence of all phenomena. Our sleep and wake cycles are also subject to change. Sometimes we sleep soundly all night. Other times, we wake up several times. Instead of being disturbed by interrupted sleep, we can use these moments as a reminder of the impermanent nature of all that exists and practice acceptance of what is. Buddhism also teaches us the importance of balance. If you constantly wake up at the same time at night, it may be a sign that something in your life is out of balance. Perhaps you are working too hard and getting too little rest, or, on the other hand, you are not realizing your full potential. These nighttime awakenings can be an invitation to examine your life and restore balance. In the Buddhist tradition, there is the practice of dream yoga, which teaches us to maintain awareness even while we sleep. Waking up in the middle of the night can be an excellent opportunity to practice lucid dreaming. When you wake up, you can try to maintain awareness by returning to the dream state, which can lead to profound revelation and important spiritual experiences. These early awakenings can also be related to our physical health. As mentioned earlier, in traditional Chinese medicine, the period from 3 to 5 a.m. is related to the lungs and the large intestine. If you wake up frequently at this time, it could be a sign that these organs need attention. The lungs, in Chinese medicine, are not only related to breathing, but also to our ability to release what we no longer need, both physically and emotionally. If you wake up at this time, ask yourself if there is something in your life that you need to get rid of. Perhaps it is past resentments, negative thoughts, or harmful habits. The large intestine, on the other hand, is related to the ability to absorb nutrients from food and eliminate what no longer serves us. On an emotional level, this may be related to our ability to process life experiences, learn from them, and leave behind what no longer contributes to our growth. If you wake up at this time frequently, pay attention to your nutrition and digestion. You may need to make some changes in your diet or lifestyle to support the health of these organs. Also, pay attention to the quality of the air in your bedroom. The lungs are especially active during these early morning hours, so it is important that the air you breathe is clean and fresh. It may be helpful to open a window before bedtime or use an air purifier. These early awakenings may be related to our emotional state and mental health. In psychology, there is the concept of a window of vulnerability, a time when we are most receptive to our emotions and subconscious processes. This window often opens precisely during the early morning hours. If you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and feel anxious or restless, it could be a sign that there are unresolved emotional issues or fears in your life that require your attention. It may be a sign that there are unresolved emotional issues or fears in your life that require your attention. Instead of trying to ignore these feelings or repress them, try to approach them with curiosity and compassion. These nocturnal awakenings may also be related to our creative processes. Many artists, writers, and musicians report that their best ideas emerge precisely in these early morning hours. If you are engaged in a creative activity, try to keep a notebook and pen next to your bed to jot down the ideas that come to you at these times. Let's consider how these early awakenings may relate to our spiritual practice and personal growth. In various spiritual traditions, the time before dawn is considered especially favorable for meditation and prayer. It is a time when the energy of the world is calmer and purer, which creates ideal conditions for deep inner work. If you wake up at this time, try to use this time for your spiritual practice. It can be a formal meditation, prayer, reading sacred texts, or simply a quiet reflection on the meaning of life and your place in the world. Many people find that their meditations at this time are especially deep and meaningful. Also, this time can be ideal for working on your goal and dreams, as our subconscious is most active in these early morning hours. Visualizations and affirmations done at this time can be especially effective. Try to visualize your ideal life with all its details, or repeat positive affirmations about yourself and your future. It is important to note that these early awakenings do not necessarily need to occur every day. If you wake up at this time only occasionally, it could be a sign that your higher or subconscious self is trying to draw your attention to something important. At these times, it is particularly helpful to pay attention to your intuition and inner voice. They can also be related to our relationships and social life. Sometimes we may wake up at this time because our subconscious is processing some social interactions or conflicts that occurred during the day. If you find that you often think about a person or situation when you wake up at this time, it could be a sign that you need to pay more attention to that aspect of your life. Perhaps there is a conversation you need to have, or a relationship that requires your attention and care. In short, these early awakenings can have multiple causes and meanings, from aspects related to our physical health to emotional, creative, and spiritual issues. Taking advantage of this time to reflect, meditate, or work on our goals can be a powerful way to transform these moments into opportunities for personal growth. From the perspective of spiritual growth and development, waking up regularly at this time can be a sign that your soul is ready for a new stage of evolution. Many spiritual traditions teach that during these times, the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds becomes thinner, allowing you to connect with your higher self, your spirit guides, or the higher forces you believe in. This time can also be especially conducive to the practice of gratitude. Reflecting on the things you are grateful for can help focus your mind into a positive state and create a foundation for a happy and productive day. These awakenings can also be related to our life cycles and natural rhythms. In nature, everything follows certain cycles: the change between day and night, the seasons, the phases of the moon. Our body also follows these natural rhythms, although in the modern world, we often ignore them. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. can be a sign that your body is trying to synchronize with natural rhythms. At this time, nature begins to wake up, birds begin to sing, and plants activate their growth. Perhaps your body is simply trying to align itself with these natural cycles. In traditional Chinese medicine, the time between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is related to the meridian of the lungs, which are associated not only with breathing, but also with our ability to let go of what we no longer need, both physically and emotionally. If you wake up at this time, ask yourself if there is anything in your life that you need to get rid of, such as old grudges, negative thoughts, or harmful habits. The large intestine is also related to our ability to absorb nutrients and eliminate the unnecessary, which may reflect our ability to process life experiences, learn from them, and let go of what does not contribute to our growth. These early awakenings may be related to our creative energy and inspiration. Many famous artists, writers, and musicians have noted that their best ideas come to them precisely in these early morning hours. If you wake up at this time and feel a surge of inspiration, don't ignore it. Keep a notebook and pen near your bed to jot down your ideas. Or if you feel energized, get up and start working on your creative project. These awakenings can also be related to our subconscious and information processing processes during sleep. During sleep, our brain actively processes information received during the day, sorts memories, and solves problems. Waking up between 3 and 5 in the morning can be a sign that your brain has completed an important information processing cycle. Many people find that unexpected solutions to problems or creative ideas come to them at these times. This time can also be ideal for practicing lucid dreaming, as the state between sleep and wakefulness is especially conducive to lucid dreaming. For many people, waking at this time represents an opportunity for introspection and self-awareness, allowing them to connect with their intuition and inner self. Rather than seeing these awakenings as an interruption of sleep, they can be transformed into a time for growth and self-exploration. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration into the meanings of early awakenings and their connection to our spiritual, emotional, and creative lives. I hope you found valuable insights that you can apply in your daily life. Before we say goodbye, I'd like to leave you with a couple of questions to ponder. Have you ever experienced an early awakening that led you to a new understanding about yourself? What practices could you incorporate in those moments to make the most of this connection with your subconscious and your creativity? Leave us your answers in the comments, and don't forget to like us and subscribe by turning on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks for making it to the end of this journey. See you next time.